Hello, beautiful souls. You're listening to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. Did you know that you can listen to this show everywhere podcasts are found? It's true. Now, I have 3 free gifts just for you. First gift, I give away a new reading each week to a person who's left a 5-star positive review of this show, then submitted it to me using the contact form at theangelmedium.com/contact. I hope I'm calling your number next. Second gift, if you'd like a new daily angel message, join me on Insta at Angel Podcast. Third free gift. If you'd like to know the name of one of your guardian angels so that you can work with them even more closely, go to the homepage of my website, theangelmedium.com, and submit your contact info at the very top. I'll email you back personally with the name of one of your angels. Okay, as we begin the show, I want you to feel the presence of your angels surrounding you. And just know that the loving, positive messages you resonate with today are messages for you from your angels and loved ones on the other side. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. And friends, we're here today with Danielle, who's got some lovely angel stories to share with us. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you, Julie. So happy to be here.
I'm so happy you're here too. I know you're an angel member too, so I'm going to have you take it away and share your stories.
Wonderful. So my first angel story happened about 13 years ago when I was first dating my husband. I had a dream where my grandmother came to me, and it started off where I see this huge, heavy wooden door with a bunch of locks on it. I felt this sense of urgency to open it, almost as if I was like on a game show and I had to do it as quickly as possible. And I, went through all the locks and I'm opening them. And when I opened the door, I remember seeing my grandma standing there exactly how I remember her, in her mint green dress that she was buried in. And at this time, it had been almost 16 years since she had passed. And so I had since grown up. She looked at me and told me how beautiful I was, which was just, so touching because it felt like it was really happening, like it was something that was happening in real life and not a dream, like we were being reunited. And she told me that the man I was dating would be my husband one day and to not worry. And prior to this dream, I just seemed to be having like these consuming thoughts of worry and fear in my heart because I didn't know if I should be giving my heart away to this person. And just having that confirmation from her was just so calming. And I woke up feeling so much better and felt like, it really was a message from her. So that was pretty awesome. So that was my first story. And then my second story. So my husband's Aunt Delphina passed away tragically in 2022, and it was really tough on the whole family. And she was a true woman of God and an inspiration to everybody. Just, somebody who was so kind to everybody. And after she passed, it caused so much heartbreak to the whole family, of course. And I began to pray to God that He would help use me to help the family during this difficult time. And about 2 months after she passed, I had a sense that she was with me and intuitively felt like her soul wasn't at ease. I went to yoga one morning and was completing like that final pose of deep shavasana. And in that pose, I typically get very meditative and relaxed. And I noticed it was almost as if she was almost like in my third eye, almost like I felt like she was there and I was seeing her, but my eyes were closed. And I heard her voice as clear as day. And she said, Mija, I need you to tell my Tony to pray. And she had her hands clasped together in prayer and was very, very upset. And I consoled her and told her not to worry, that everything would be okay. Tony was her oldest son. And as soon as the class ended, I texted him to see if he was free to talk because I knew he was at work. And he said he could talk, so I gave him a call. Their family's very religious, but also very spiritual. So I knew he would believe this story. And so I shared it with him. He then explained he hadn't been praying as much as he should, and he would get his rosary out right away. That same week, he called me back to explain that his mom came to him in a dream to forewarn him to tell his dad to stay away from certain people in their life that were trying to scam him. And because of Delphina reaching out to both of us, a bad situation was able to be avoided by her husband. And what I found so beautiful there is that it proves that our love can be so strong for our family that she could reach us from heaven to help. And so I really love that story. It's like, I'll have that with me forever. And the last story is a little quicker. So my grandpa passed away in 2017 when my son was about a year and a half old. And we were very, very close. You know, up until he passed, we just had a really great relationship. And after he passed away, I prayed for him to send me signs he was still with me. And soon after, I was in the kitchen one day doing dishes and I heard my son's baby toys going off in the basement. And when I went down there to see, I noticed it was a brand new toy set on the floor with nothing leaning against it to turn it on. And I knew right away that was him. And it seemed to start to begin to happen with some of the other baby toys when I would be in the basement. And it just would make me laugh because I'm like, there's no way they're turning on. Like, how is this happening? You know, and my grandpa was a jokester, so it just made sense that that would be him. And so those are my three stories.
Oh, I love those, Danielle. It's so funny because when you talk about your aunt, or the aunt coming through to talk about, stay away from this one person about the scamming. I always say that the angels only bring through loving, positive messages, and that's true. There are a lot of people who I think allow what other people say to work in their lives where they're like, oh my God, spirit could come in and bring me negative messages. And they're doing this all the time. And I'm ruminating on it all the time. And it's creating a fear, worry, anxiety, energy within them. And that's not what the angels are trying to do at all. But there is that rare blue moon occasion where spirit goes in, kind of tapping you and saying, look at this. You need to look at this. And that happened to me. It was shortly after COVID where I had a session with a client. And it was interesting because I think I've told this story before, but I didn't tell this part. So I'm a big reader. I read, just different articles, books constantly. And I'm around people all the time where we're just talking about informational stuff, and just sharing
Sure.
different educational stories. So I had read this article about Johnny Depp before he went through his whole Amber Heard craziness thing. And the story talked about how he didn't operate his own finances. He didn't manage it. And he let other people pay his taxes and, do everything on his behalf. And to compare this, I've heard that Oprah still writes every single check that goes out from, so no matter what you think of Oprah, just financially, and I love her, but to each their own, she just sits down once a week and she makes out checks to whoever she needs to write them to. Friends, guess what? We're hosting two live in-person events, an in-person Angel Reiki School and an in-person spiritual retreat. The first event is the weekend of June 1st in Oak Brook, Illinois, where I'm teaching the Angel Reiki School. This is where you get certified in mediumship, angel messages, and energy healing all at once. For a limited time, when you register for the Angel Reiki School in person, you'll also get my 8-week online Angel Reiki School. Visit theangelmedium.com/get-certified for details. You'll also find that link in the show notes. It's theangelmedium.com/get-certified. The second live in-person event this year is a spiritual retreat, the weekend of October 4th in Oak Brook, Illinois. The spiritual retreat is different in that it's for your own personal growth. The spiritual retreat is all about your own personal healing, your journey, reconnecting with yourself, learning to connect with your angels. And I'm going to talk about all new angels that I've never talked about before anywhere. This spiritual retreat is going to leave you with more personal peace, purpose, clarity, and confidence than ever before. Learn more at theangelmedium.com/retreat. That's theangelmedium.com/retreat. So just to recap, we have the in-person spiritual retreat October 4th for your own personal healing and growth. And the in-person Angel Reiki School June 1st is where you become a medium, angel messenger, and energy healer all at once. Links to details are in the show notes. I can't wait to meet you and hug you in person. So I'm not trying to shame anybody, but what ended up happening with Johnny Depp is that, he made all of this money through all of these different movies. And then he had the Pirates of the Caribbean series, and his people weren't paying his taxes. So he ended up, because they ran away with the money, owing so much money to the government that he actually owed more than he had made, I think, in all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies combined. I could have that wrong, but it's just an extreme amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I read this maybe like 2 weeks earlier, and I get into this session and I'm talking with this woman, and spirit keeps flickering the image, because I'm very visual imagination, the image of this article, and I keep seeing Johnny Depp's face in the Pirates of the Caribbean costume. And so I go, listen, client, I don't know why spirit is showing me this. I don't bring through negative information, just loving positive, but they're obviously trying to tell you something. So I just need you to know this story on Johnny Depp. And I told her. So she goes, I don't know what the hell that means. I go, okay, well, tell me when you do, right back to me. So 6 months later, I get a call and she goes, you have a second? And I go, yeah. And she's like, you're not going to believe this. I said, what happened? She goes, my husband has been asking me for the last 2 years why I'm spending so much money. And we keep getting into fight after fight after fight about it. And I have no idea what he's talking about. And she goes, I don't look at the finances. He looks at all of the finances. So I had no idea that for the last 2 years, somebody who is constantly in my home has been sneaking checks out of my checkbook and writing checks to themselves to the tune of over $500,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't love this work where people come to me and they're like, Julie, Spirit's just constantly bringing in negative messages, or me to tell other people negative messages. No, that's not what this is about. But in the rare blue moon experience, Spirit is going to come in and say, look at your stuff, look at your numbers. Look at your situation, because something's not right here, and they're going to flag it for you, and they're going to get that message across. So it's not a negative. It's a loving, positive way to bring your attention and your awareness to something. And so I thought your story was just a great opportunity to give people that info and insight.
Absolutely. Well, and she was not a negative person at all, like the most positive, loving person you could ever imagine.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Danielle, you're so amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yes. And to everybody listening, if you have angel stories, they're so needed, and they bring hope and love into the hearts of more people than you could possibly imagine. And I promise it's not scary, right, Danielle? It's very easy. We're just on Zoom.
Yes.
I don't bite. So if you go over to theangelmedium.com, use the contact form, send us your angel story. We would love to share it on the show, and just help others see those inspirations that come through your intuition from the angels every single day to guide your way. Love you, friends. Friends, I need your help reaching as many people as possible. If you'd like to support this podcast and help us spread more hope to the world, please book a session with me, join my angel membership, or take my angel Reiki school. What's the difference? If you'd like to know what messages your angels and loved ones have for you, you'll want to book a session with me. The angel membership is all about your own personal spiritual healing. The membership takes you on a spiritual journey that teaches you how to create your own heaven on earth. And the Angel Reiki School is for those who want to get certified in mediumship, angel messages, and energy healing all at once. These are 3 ways you can help us share a message of hope and love with more people than ever before. Register for one or all 3 at theangelmedium.com. That's theangelmedium.com. Now, let's pray together. As we do, I want you to pray in a way where you feel as though everything you want for yourself and the world has already come true, and you're giving thanks. Why? Because this is the best way to manifest. So let's begin. God, universe, source, thank you. We're so grateful that you've blessed this world with calm and peace for all. This calm and peace has spread like ripples, soothing the hearts of every soul. Thank you for opening our hearts to abundance, allowing each of us to live our most authentic life, and helping us to create our own heaven on earth. We thank you for the love and deep heart-to-heart connection that surrounds us every day in our relationships. We thank you for the abundance of health and aliveness we feel radiating from every cell in our and our families' bodies. Thank you for the gift of walking this life with us and guiding us every step of the way through your messages. We hear you through our own intuition, and we feel you walking right by our sides, and we overflow with gratitude. Thank you for financial abundance, an abundance of opportunities and miracles, blessings, and prosperity in every way. We know that you want us to succeed so that we can show others how you want them to succeed too. Thank you for the boundless love, kindness, empathy, and compassion that binds us all together. Thank you for the laughter, fun, moments of pure delight that fill us every day, especially today. God, universe, source, thank you for blessing us beyond measure and allowing us to use our souls, gifts, talents, skills, and abilities to serve the world. We love you. I love you. And in this we pray. Amen. Friends, we're working on some pretty major things over here. And if you wouldn't mind saying a little prayer that these things come to fruition if they're God's will, we'd so appreciate it. And please add a little prayer in for any specific thing you need right now, too. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And don't forget to submit your contact info at theangelmedium.com if you'd like me to channel the name of one of your angels for you. Sending you peace, bliss, and many blessings.